What is up, guys? Welcome to another conversation here at 3 Gen LA. I'm Joelle.
And I am Lorenco. No, I'm Lawrence. I'm Lawrence.
I'm Cornelius.
And today we are going to be talking about relationships. So, yeah, what's up? Sorry. You seem like you wanted to say something.
So we're not just going to talk about relationships. I know everybody probably think we're going in the realm of like
dating and stuff
intimate relationships, but we're going to talk about family relationships.
Relationships in general.
That's right. So who's going to kick it off?
I don't know. How do we start it?
My story, I talked about my family on the last conversation.
Okay.
So
I got you.
let's go, Cornelius.
Okay, so I'm just going to touch a little bit on family relationships. Okay, so I think family relationships are very important because they're basically your base. It's the first people we learn about in our lives, our moms, our dads, our sisters and brothers. And I think it's important to establish the basis of the relationship and to continue to grow. And I think it's just like a plant. You have to water it and give it sunshine every day. You got to be unconditionally in love with each other, basically.
Yeah.
And understand that life is not always perfect, not always up and down. But your family, I think family relations are important. I know a lot of times I think it was Ayana Varsan who said sometimes
I love her.
Family can be the noose around your neck.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's a two-edged sword.
Yeah.
So, but I think it's important that that everybody has a strong family relationship or sense of family.
I literally I was so close to not only my immediate family, but obviously aunts, uncles, cousins. I had a really close relationship with all of them. We went to the same churches. We would hang out all the time. I would stay over their houses every weekend. And when I got older, it just
Dissipated.
Yeah.
That's the word for the day. Dissipated, guys.
Boy, you're getting good.
Literally, we need to make this a little piece of each episode. But it's so crazy to think because as close as I was to my cousins, I mean, literally going to Puerto Rico every summer and spending a month with them, those relationships now couldn't be any more different. I don't talk to them. It's almost awkward when we're around each other. I hate it. It's something I hate because I don't know. It's just, I don't know if it's the sexuality thing, right? I feel because there are a lot of males. I don't know if it's that I don't relate to them. I don't know if it's that I envy that they've been able to go on and have kids and get married and live these lives that their parents are proud of. But I don't know. I wanna really nurture that relationship for it to be back to where it was.
I'm gonna throw a wrench in the middle of the table right here. Okay. I feel you on that. Because I was close with all my cousins. We had family reunions.
Yeah. We're like siblings.
Yeah. I talked about my cousin Tara in the last episode. My favorite cousin. It was three of us. It was my cousin Tara, me, and I had another cousin, Danielle.
Yeah.
We were close. We were really, really close. But I think the last time I talked to my cousin Danielle was 2, maybe 3 years ago.
Wow.
My cousin Tara, talked to her 2 days ago, but we go months without talking to each other. It's not that we don't love each other, we don't care about each other, or that we don't, it's just that I think we kind of grow apart. Our lives grow in different ways. So they're caught up in their stuff, I'm caught up in mine. So when we do get together, it's chummy, old times. We catch up.
Yeah.
And then
it's called life.
It's gone, we until the next time we speak to each other. But I feel you on that because we were all close.
But see, I have one cousin like that as well, where she's getting married. I'm like, girl, what do you need me to buy for your wedding? I love her. We had lived together at one point, but with all my other cousins, it's not like that. It's when we get back together, it's almost awkward, and it's just we're just we don't know each other. It's we're strangers,
because
and
you have to work on those relationships to keep them going.
That is so true. That is so true.
It's the same thing, but that's fine. That's the wrench I'm trying to throw in here. I think a lot of it is because of that older generation was all about family,
right?
And the newer generation, me, I was in the military, so I got stationed elsewhere. So I didn't have like when they had family reunions. I didn't go to those family reunions. So now when I go around them, it's like, you know, everybody see LP. They call me LP, LP. You know, and it's just like, oh, okay, hey, how you doing? You know, and then you know it's you know we done. You know, so I think that's kind of how it is. Back in the days, our elders was about family. It was about grooming family,
because that's all you had.
Yeah,
a lot of times.
Now,
and also it could be social media if you guys think about it, because you know, like if I was in a room with like two of my cousins, like now, like, because you're saying you have to continue those relationships, right? Well, when we're in a room, usually, like, you know, to avoid the awkwardness or to not do that, just get on your phone, being on social media, like family gatherings. But if we didn't have phones, which we didn't, right, growing up, which is how we formed those relationships, we would just be able to be like, oh, I ain't got nothing else to do. What's up, man? Like, you know, how have you been? And I do that. Yeah. I say what's up. But after that, hey, what's up, man? How you been? Cool. Yeah. It's over. But if I didn't have a distraction, I would probably, you know,
it was important to work on them. You have to work on those things. You have to invest. I love my family. Yeah. I love my family, and I believe they love me, even in spite of.
But see, you're still the patriarch of the family, and you're the one you're that glue that's gelling everybody together. And then too, a lot of your family is here.
Yeah. So I had to earn those. Things. You know, it's like I always thought that I had to be more understanding because of me being gay. I thought I had to be understanding to a fault almost. Yeah. And then until I really start loving myself. But I can say with my family, even to this day, we may disagree with things, but they respect me. They do, you know.
Maybe it's because you've set boundaries.
Yeah.
You're like, this is what I'm doing, and you guys need to respect it.
Yeah. And at one point, I can remember when after I got licensed as a minister, and then maybe about a year after that, I just gave it up because I found so many contradictions within the religious thing. And I know it's like my sister older than me, she's always trying to pull me back into the fold. And I think another family members did too. It's like, we don't want you out there. We want you to believe like daddy and mama did. You know? But it's a new day.
And I admire that about you, because at the end of the day, like, you know, you more than anyone are educated on certain topics. And it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, you all can, you know, sit there and have any opinion you want and bring up all that stuff. But this guy, like, said, I'm going to go into it and I'm going to study it and I'm going to, like, see for myself, you know, and be able to find peace in, you know,
what they say, study to show thyself approved.
Yes.
And I'm a man of wisdom sometimes.
Not all the time. Every once in a while. And I think that's important that you said, because my daddy emphasized that to us.
Yeah. No, and that probably showed him a lot, because they're like, you know, he went into it and figured it out and he decided what he wanted.
And,
you know,
even to this day, my oldest sister is 71. And we still talk. And when there's a need in the family or whatever, they still come to me. Even my nieces and nephews come to me and say, oh, uncle. And I'm the only one that is referred to as uncle. Mm-hmm. Everybody else says uncle Cornell, Uncle Don, or whatever. But I'm just uncle. So when everybody speaks and says uncle, I have even in-laws that are calling me uncle.
Yeah.
And stuff,
it's like your nickname.
So in essence, so to you, your family is like your rock.
It is. They are mine and I am theirs. You know, it's like I guess my father just really emphasized on family, you know, and keeping that base strong. And it's true, like you said, about even family reunions and things. My generation is the one who still tries to keep family reunions going so that you know who you are, know where you came from. But if it was left up to the younger people, it wouldn't happen.
It wouldn't happen. Those things wouldn't exist.
And it's so funny because one of my cousins that live in Las Vegas, she has children, and there's a lot of, on my mother's side, her last name was Maynard. And so there's a lot of Maynards in Las Vegas. And so to the point where my cousin told her kids, she said, look, if you see somebody named Maynard and you're interested, don't. They're your cousin.
But you know what? That's a good thing too. Because you never know. You never know who you're gonna run across. So that would be a good. Knowing who your family is, I fear for my kids sometimes because I have cousins on my daddy's side that I haven't seen I was 14. And then, of course, they have kids. And then even some of them have kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So luckily, none of them want to be here on the West Coast. But if my kids ever go back to the East Coast, they may, stand by. That might be your cousin.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Even I've been doing research on my family ancestry, and it's interesting that I have a lot more cousins that I never, knew of. But I have cousins that I grew up with. I have a cousin Dolores and a cousin Debbie, and they're my favorite cousins.
Yeah.
We, we grew up together, so they're like extra sisters.
Yeah.
So,
Shifting from the families, because I know for me as a gay man, when I didn't want my family to know about me, my family became my gay friends. That was my
your chosen family is what they call it.
That was my chosen family. And you guys will hear more about this type of stuff from me. I was in a house.
I can't wait to hear that for real.
I was in a house. So we had a house mother, a house father. We had a local chapter house mother, house father. And then we had the house mother, house father, who was over the entire house. They lived in Philadelphia. So they would come down to Atlanta for the balls and stuff like that. And, so we became family. That was my family. But and we loved each other. We cared about each other.
It's like it went and it came back.
We loved each other and we cared about each other, but we were surviving.
Yeah.
Or they were surviving. So there was a lot of things that were done that shouldn't have been done.
Okay.
For that survival piece. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So where I was talking about a lot of people get casted out of their homes. Yes. I wasn't one of those that got casted out of my home. I was one of those when I turned 18. I decided to get out of the house because I didn't want that side of me to be revealed to my family. So I kind of and that could have been another reason why me and my family kind of went.
Do you feel like anything changed when you actually came out? No. Like your relationships with anybody?
No, because they all told me they loved me no matter what.
Yeah.
I think a lot of my relationships got stronger, actually.
I had a problem with my younger brother under me. It was hard for him to accept it,
Which is crazy because he ain't got to,
Right,
what is accepting it?
They don't talk about you, they talk about me.
Don't make it about you.
And it's
not about
don't you hate that?
And it's so funny because most of the fights I ever got into were behind him.
Mm-hmm.
And but I must say now at this age we're close and we have a good understanding. But he was the toughest one from coming around. But everybody else, like I said, I have 8 siblings, so it was a challenge. And relatives that you care about, sometimes it's a challenge, and the ones you don't know, you don't give a shit about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't interacted with a lot of them to know, but I've been, I guess, out for about a decade now, and and still to this day, people are finding out in my family, like aunts and uncles and stuff, and there's been nothing but love.
I was a late bloomer,
Yeah.
And then finally, when I found out who I really am, and I guess people knew. I guess the ones that close enough to me knew. My family, I said my family knew, but it's still, like you said, it's still sometimes a challenge. But now that I'm 67, I'm sorry, I don't give a shit. If you're not my family, I don't really care what you think about.
But why should you?
Right.
I mean, but that's growth. That's what we talk about. That's growth.
It's
and
mature.
you have to
it took me a long time to get there.
But that's why I admire about Joelle. Joelle is very conscious about his family, but everybody else around him.
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
See, me at that age, I was conscious about everybody.
Yeah.
So I separated myself to be in certain environments. So those people that I thought I kind of had some kind of
you kind of
tied with.
Yeah.
Would know.
Yeah, would understand life better because with my older brother, it was a lot of times when we just didn't pop up at his house, and the reason why we didn't pop up to his house, he didn't want us to just pop up to his house. because
Don't pop up to my house.
Right, because he'd have to de-gay it. You know, I'm just saying. Basically, you know, it's like because he was thinking of his brothers and sisters. He didn't want to influence us. He didn't want my father and mother to say
de-gay. Okay.
You know, so he had to go through the house and make sure these pictures were taken down. So we almost like it was like sometimes you almost had to like make an appointment.
Yeah.
You know, and he would have us over to swim, and he goes, you know, and he would set that time aside for us. But I understand it perfectly.
He opens you open the cabinet. You're not supposed to. And there's like picture frames and like
Yeah,
magazines and stuff.
Put away, you know, tell us like, put away the books, put away the photo books.
I love that word, de-gay.
De-gay.
Okay.
We gotta de-gay it.
I'm so done.
But it's the things that we do to keep that family base and family relationships and all relationships.
Talking about that now, it just reminds me like whenever I have somebody over who like I don't know, you know, I go around my room and I'm like, I'm gonna hide. It's not de-gay. You know what it is? It's like for example, I have like a picture of my my dog who passed away. Like someone made like a canvas art, and I'm like, you don't need to see this. It's too personal. Like, and then like pictures of like me and my mom. I'm like, you don't deserve to see this. Like this weird. Like I don't know you. You know what I mean? So like you don't get to see me like that. So I literally like put stuff away and have to like not de-gay it, but I have to change it up a little bit.
It's like,
but that's so funny though. But yeah,
it just amazes me how we as gay people try to accommodate everybody else.
Accommodate.
And nobody accommodates
to
us.
Fault.
Man.
And nobody
And
accommodates
a lot of times
true.
I wish that this is why I enjoy the chemistry between all of us, because you guys made that decision so young. I mean, in a younger stage.
Well, he made it even younger than
That's what
I
I'm
did.
talking about. That's the 3 generations.
It took me a while. Like,
yeah.
But it's because of you guys though, because at the end of the day, because it's normalized now, because those subjects come up, even voting wise, have people older than us have voted and have kind of paved the way. We can be more open about it. I remember when I was in high school, the only thing that was gay was like a guy who would walk around literally in like girls' clothing and like a wig.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can grow up in school and be open and be gay and it not be made fun of. That's because we're progressing.
And that's that, I think that was really why we stayed in the closet so long. It's because when you say you're gay back in that day, they perceived you to be this this very flamboyant type of individual, and that's just not.
They thought you were gonna come to the family reunion in like a wig and some
yeah.
Like
so you just kept that in, and
there was shame to that too, because it's like almost like y'all are demasculized. Yeah, I'm about to ruin that word.
It's funny sometimes because even with me, like Cornelius tell you, we work together, and you should have seen the women just throw themselves at me. It's just like, bitch, if you only knew.
But you're super confident though, and people are attracted to that.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe that's what it is. I don't know, but it was more like, girl.
And I seen a few just get a little angry at it at one point. Just get angry. I don't think he likes me.
Yeah.
But
I had this girl one time tell me, he's got to be gay because he's not attracted to me. He doesn't like me.
Like she was the shit.
I'd be like, girl, I am so attracted to you, just not in that way, girl. But your wig is fierce, yo. Them titties, can I feel them titties though? Like dang, us gay people, we don't dislike women. Like they are everything. Okay?
Exactly.
But we just,
And one thing we learned to really appreciate them.
Exactly. Look, I'm a Janet Jackson fan. Like I love it. I live for Beyonce every day. You know what I'm saying? Like
you want to ask, ooh, he's so fine. Is he gay? How can you be that fine and be gay? Like we like ugly people. It's like crazy. It's like, come on, we have the taste.
Yeah. For all y'all out there that tell people that it's a waste because you're gay, how disrespectful is that?
Right.
Oh, that is that's such a waste of a man.
Clutch
And it's
pearls.
so- it's like, oh my God.
And I found out some of the really, lack of a better word, really manly, wannabe, thuggy type of people.
Like trade?
Yeah, they kind of project this thing, they can't stand that little sissy or that.
Yeah.
And all the time,
Ooh.
they want to get with you. And that's been their thing, and I think that's behind a lot of bullying.
And the other thing too, like I've seen people's story. I don't really want to put names out there, but a lot of when we talk about guys, or they say, "Oh, you must have been molested. That's why you're gay." But then you say, "Who molested you?"
Thank you.
And who was behind that person?
Right.
Yeah. Or why did that person feel like it was okay to molest you?
Right,
Who
right.
molested them?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And a lot of times, I had this issue with my ex-wife. She was under the impression that because I was gay, the people that were coming around my kids were going to molest them.
Okay.
And my thing was like, they after me, and I'm a whole man.
Right,
What
right,
they
right.
gonna do with a little kid?
Right, right.
A molester's a molester, straight gay,
Right, and most of
alien,
them are-
whoever.
You have to fear more.
Most of them are married with children.
Exactly. You got to fear more Uncle Clement,
Hello.
Uncle Clementine over there. Then you got to fear me and my friends that I bring
Come on.
around
Do you
my
really
kids.
have an Uncle Clementine?
I don't have. My mom is the only child.
Okay. That's
But yeah,
My
no,
daddy
it's so
not the only
true.
child, but
And those are and
that's
and
real.
and that's what makes having relationships with people difficult, is because of all of those things. And sometimes you don't,
Stereotypes.
and
Yeah.
sometimes it's I don't know, I always say it's better to hear someone's thoughts or to know their thoughts, because it exposes who they are. Because people like that, like, you don't want them in your life. That's
Mhm.
crazy. People who would say, "Oh, that's so gay," or
Right.
"You're a waste of a man," or someone must have molested you. Like those
Right.
things are so toxic. To,
again, guys, I have never been molested. I am a
Mhm.
happily proud gay male. It has taken me 43 years to understand that and accept that and be proud of that.
67.
Look at my watch.
67.
He got watches, he got
years.
shoes, he got glasses, he got anything you need.
I
He
got
got
mask. I got shiny mask.
See-through shirts.
What is gay?
Okay.
You gotta be proud. You gotta come to a point where you're just proud of who you are. You don't have to put a label on it. You don't have to deem it as any kind of specific thing. Just try and get to a point in your life where you're proud of who you are
I
and
like
where
that.
you're going.
I like that you said about the labels, because
Yeah.
I always say that labels don't define us; they confine us.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you start putting labels.
Well, the only label I like is Dolce Gabbana.
You're so stupid.
Prada, Coach.
Don't you want to buy?
Them the only labels I like.
Okay.
So with that being said, you guys, like I always say, being you is the best you can be. That was a good way to end that,
It
right?
really is.
Yeah.
Being you is the best you can be,
So,
and you can't love anybody else until you love
and
yourself.
that is so important to get that in your head.
Yes, you can follow us on all social media platforms. I got it.
Mhm. Like, comment, subscribe to our YouTube. Tell your friends. Let us know what you want to hear about. Let us know what you think. If you guys share any of our stories,
Yes.
put it in the
Need
comments.
feedback.
Yeah.
With that being said, you guys have a wonderful week.
Bye, guys.
And we will see you
At our next conversation.
Yes.
Later.
Out.